here it is. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another YouTube video from me. But before we go into the topic of this video, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody that has watched the film Fill the Frame. I just posted it a couple weeks ago for free on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for viewing it, sharing it, commenting on it. But please continue to share it with as many street photographers. I just want this to be viewed by as many people as possible. Hopefully it inspires them to pick up a camera for the first time or revisit photography the second time go around. And let's just keep the ball rolling, guys. I also do want to mention, if you're interested in renting new gear, trying new camera lenses before buying them, make sure to click my link down below with lensrental.com and be sure to use TH15 at checkout to receive 15% off. That ain't a bad deal, the fact that they deliver straight to your door.
Hey, that's pretty good.
So hurry up. You know, back in February, I did a video called Unpopular Opinions in Street Photography. And you know what? I just had to get things off my chest, say some things that might have ruffled some feathers, but you know what? At the end of the day, I felt good. It felt like a weight was off my shoulders. But you know what? That surprised me. Got quite a lot of participation. You guys sharing your feedback and your own unpopular opinions, and I was digging it. So thank you guys so much on that. And because of the great response, I decided to do an Unpopular Opinions Part 2. Because I still have a lot more that I want to share, that I need to get off my chest. And I want to see if you guys agree or disagree. So you know what? Let's just jump straight into it. Okay, number one. This one might ruffle some feathers, but I need to say it anyway.
Oh my God!
Number one in part 2 of Unpopular Opinions, animals and street photographs. Okay, this has been a trend even pre-pandemic. I feel like within a few years or so, it's been even more popular, even more trendy. A lot of those photographs make it into festivals. Now, hold on a minute. There is an exception with animals and street photographs. If it is part of a series, you know, you have a body of work that is consistent of that type of imagery, or you're photographing the carnival or the zoo where you can expect an animal, I'm cool with that. I'm cool. I'm totally fine. Don't hate on me. It's the ones that are in foreign countries. People like to say exotic countries. I don't really like that word. But countries where life happens out on the streets, where there's wild animals and pets just running around, laying around out on the streets. And I understand street photography is about documenting your surrounding, documenting your space, but it's become too trendy. And a lot of times the animal, the dog, the horse, whatever it may be, has no substance. It's just, if you replace that animal with a human being, the photograph will just fall flat on its face. But because it's a dog or a horse or a chicken, for some reason in judges' eyes or a lot of other spectators' eyes, the photograph gets elevated to this new hemisphere. And I'm here to tell you, it's just overdone. If I want to look at animals, I just go on National Geographic's Instagram. Oh, so yeah. Ooh, this one's gonna, I don't know. I feel like this is gonna be a 50-50 battle among y'all. There's a lot of talk that social media is what's ruined street photography, and that is true to an extent. But I like to play devil's advocate and say social media has done more good for street photography. Because if you remember, before Instagram really blew up, there were some street photography groups on Facebook and there were some blog sites on Google, but it was really Instagram that brought people together, allowed people to see so-and-so's work in other countries and see what's really being documented across the world. Because the thing is, I think social media has made more stars, has given people more opportunity, more shine, more limelight than it's ever has. Because if there was no social media, we wouldn't know a lot of these street shooters. We'd probably only be able to refer to Magnum photographers. And of course, social media, Instagram specifically, has so much photographers, so much images that it's just hard to sift through what's good or what's not. That is part of the problem, but it is your responsibility to choose who you want to follow and curate your own feed, if that makes sense. So please take responsibility for your own action. I honestly don't believe Instagram is the right way to curate good photographs or good photographers anyways. I think this is probably the best way, and it's still flawed in a lot of ways, is street festivals or contests, photography contests, really see whose work is top of the top, putting good work out, and then from seeing them as a finalist in a competition, you can go and see their Instagram feed, their website, and work from that process rather than from Instagram to the website and see what their accolades are. I mean, of course, festivals are not perfect. There could be improvements, but if I had to choose between curating photographs and photographers from festivals versus Instagram, I personally would select festivals, because just from my experience from looking at festivals and even judging one years back, the strong images, and when I say strong, I don't just mean the finalists, I mean the ones that place first, second, third. Those are the really strong, most of the time deserving images. Not all the time, but I would say most of the time. And honestly, you see a lot of same names reappearing in different contests, competitions. And once you follow their work and see their other photographs and their body of work, you will know why. Many of them are just that damn good. So there you have it with that point. Yes, social media, in my opinion, has done more good than bad. Let me know in the comment section down below if you disagree with it. I just proved some of my points, my thesis behind it. I'd like to hear your rebuttal to that. Okay, the third one. Okay, this is for those that shoot film and think they're better than other photographers because they shoot film. I met some of these guys and gals that think they are true purist photographer because they shoot with film, and then the next week they complain to me how expensive it is.
Bitch, that's your fault.
Look, there is no right or wrong way to capture a photograph, and I'm talking about the camera that you're using, because at the end of the day, the camera is just a tool. Whether you're using digital, whether you're using an iPhone, whether you're using film, however way you do it, as long as you're not posing people out on the streets or you're adding or subtracting things in post, you're good. I mean, when I look at an image, I'm not saying, wow, this was shot with a Canon, or wow, this shot with Leica. 9 out of 10 times, you're not gonna know what camera was used until the photographer tells you, or you ask the photographer what camera they use to capture that, or you know. And honestly, a lot of that is just geek talk. I honestly think if you use an iPhone or Android to capture street images, that's more impressive, because there are limitations with the phone, as great as it is. Now, I do know why many people shoot with film. It's because of the process and maybe the picture profile, the look of the images, the color rendition that film has with the images. Maybe they like the surprise element of not knowing what they have until it's fully developed. I don't know. For me, I'm pretty frugal. I just want to snap the photograph regardless if it's good or not. I just want to know I have something and just move on. But here's a tip from me to you. If you want to shoot film but don't want to spend money on film rolls or spending time developing your own rolls, just use whatever camera you have, digital camera, iPhone, and just treat it like a film camera. What I mean by that is don't shoot in burst mode. Don't shoot so much. Trick your mind, make it like you only have 12 snaps. It'll make you a better photographer, trust me, because you're not relying on burst mode. Don't use burst mode unless you're trying to align something with some kind of background or something of that extent. If you want to experience film or go through that process, just shoot with digital and just limit your finger pressing that shutter button to 12 a day or however many is on a film roll. But yeah, one is not better than the other. Digital is not better than film, film is not better than digital, blah, 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 blah. It's really your preference, whatever feels good in your hand, whatever you know inside and out. And yeah. All right, it's time to wrap up this video. The last unpopular opinion, I just thought of it just right now, actually. I had one in my notes, but I'm gonna say that another time. It's not that strong, but this one I just came up with. For you new street photographers, younger ones especially, please stop just going to Facebook to learn street photography. Go buy some photo books. Research what are some of the best street photography books that you can learn from. Look up some of the masters and whatever books they have available on that person. To me, what I'm hearing out on the street, the word on the street, is that a lot of people, specifically younger audiences, they learn everything on YouTube, and that's great. I learn a lot of things on YouTube as well, but I don't make that my only outlet to learn. For me, the best way to learn about this genre are photo books. Some of them are kind of pricey, like they can be $40+ easily. And if you don't have that kind of money, just go to your nearest Barnes and Noble. That's what I used to do on my lunch breaks. I used to just go shoot on my lunch breaks for an hour, or I'll walk a couple blocks down to the mall and go into Barnes and Nobles and just look at whatever street photo books they have for 30-40 minutes. And that's how I ingest information. YouTube is great. There's a lot of good creators within this space, but it's also good to know the historical component of this genre, the people that have done it for decades and years prior. Just maybe every birthday or Christmas, you treat yourself to 1-2 photo books. And then maybe if you have the luxury, you have a favorite photographer and they have a workshop going on, maybe you can see if you can work that in if you have the means for it. But if not, photo books are much better than any YouTube content out there. Better than looking at your favorite photographer's Instagram feed. There's nothing quite like having a book in your hands and you be able to see it right in front of your face. Not on a screen, not on an iPad, not on a computer or your phone. That's probably the worst place to view photographs. To have a physical book is a blessing. I still buy these, I still collect them, I still educate myself on this genre through books, through photo books. Because one, I like them. Two, I like to collect shit. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit of a hoarder. And three, I can't stand Instagram feeds and I'm looking at my phone all day anyway for work and other things. So having the photo books in my hand, it just gives me a nice break away from viewing any type of phone, TV, computer screen, anything like that. And the cool thing about it is if you have a favorite photographer, especially ones that have been photographing for decades, they probably have so many books and are gonna release more books to come. For an example, Eggleston Winogrand is one of my favorites, and they keep releasing books. So anytime they have a book that comes out, I'm gonna buy them. I'm gonna pick them up. And actually not many times, sometimes, depending on the author and publisher, they only print X amount of books. So once they sell out those, they don't keep reprinting them. And interestingly enough, the value on these do go up over time. Like some of my other street books, they're worth in the hundreds, some in the thousands. It's pretty crazy. And it's not like I was buying it as an investment. It going up in value is just a bonus, really. But I'm not gonna sell it because I like it. Woo! That was pretty juicy. Hey, before I close this video, I just want to say thank you so much for viewing and sharing my film Fill the Frame with your friends and family and photography enthusiasts. I really do appreciate it a lot. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on this video, hit that notification bell as well. That way when I upload new video, new content, you'll be notified. And maybe there will be an Unpopular Opinions Part 3 brewing up. I don't know. Let's see what your guys' thoughts on this one. I can't wait. Until next time, keep shooting.